Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to go from this to this. This is just a quick guide on how I did mine. Just so you know, I'm not a professional artist. I wouldn't call myself a professional artist, but then there's so many artists out there. Like there's people that are really good at they've been into the game for years. Like I just got my tablet last year and I don't know, I've been having some issues using it, but then I believe I've gotten somewhere. I believe I'm okay. So what I've learned over the past few months, that's what I'm going to explain in this video. So yeah, what I'm doing now is basically I'm just trying to create a clean line art. I know if you're a professional artist and you're watching this and you feel my anatomy is bad, please can just leave reference links for me in the description or sorry in the comment section where I could check on how to learn how to get better anatomy. But this is what yeah I'm doing. So I used the reference for this one from I got a reference from Pinterest and then I decided to just practice. Like this was just one night where I wanted to draw something. I knew I wanted to draw something. I felt like drawing, but then there was nothing for me to draw, and I was like, everything I have in my head, I can't even lay them down on the paper. So how would I ever lay them down in my computer? Then I started thinking. Then I went to Pinterest, and I just saw this picture, and oh, okay, let me see what I can do. So yeah, I am using the pencil at this point to try to map out where I'll place the base colors, cause I don't want um I don't want my coloring to go out of the line work. Yeah, so and then I have set of brushes here. So maybe in my next digital painting video I will leave a link to where you can get my brushes. I mean the kind of brushes I use. Although it's not like my own brush, but then I got them from different artists. Like I just combine them to find out the ones that suit me best. So yeah. And then a quick tip for y'all: if you are going from grayscale to color, you definitely need to work on your values. Like you need to pick like what I'm doing now. I'm just using the reference to pick colors because I don't really know much about it. So if you are an expert in grayscale, fine, that's good for you. But then if you're not really good at grayscale, then best advice is whatever reference you're using, try to change it to a black and white image in Photoshop. Then once that's done, then just pick. I believe that's the values or whatever it's called. I mean, you see everything. You see the bright areas, you see the dark areas. So yeah, yeah. So that's it. And then um, yeah, I just try to use that. Then I try to make my brush as light as possible when I am doing some shadings. Like I don't try to make them too heavy because I mean the best tip for this is to make your pen like don't put too much pressure on your tablets when you're doing this when you're giving the shadows and everything because you wouldn't want to you wouldn't want to make some places too dark. You wouldn't want to make some places brighter than the other. So just try to keep it light and then try to use the eyedropper tool to pick between colors while you're working because it helps a lot. So it will really help to make it look more organic and all. Yeah, so there's nothing much, nothing really, I don't know, there's nothing really much about this. But this is just my process. I repeat, I am not a professional artist. I don't see myself as one, so I'm not a professional artist yet. So this is just my own way. This is how I went from this is how I went from this to this. This is not some professional whatever. This is just my own way. So, but I believe you can still learn some tips from me because I have some few tips I'll put in this video. So like I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that uses a tablet where you can't see your art. Just like the Wacom Cintiq. So I don't have that yet. So I use a Huion, a small tablet. I mean, it's fairly good. It's good, but then You know when you have a tablet that you can see what you're doing on it, like on the screen. It seems like it has a feeling of a paper. It's like you're holding a pen and a paper or a pencil and paper. It's kind of easy for you. I mean, you would know what you're doing, but unlike this one I have just a tablet which I'm not saying, so I would draw and then I would erase, I would tap the command control Z. I would just be doing lots of erasing and all. But once I believe artists who have that, they actually, I don't know, they're actually good. Though having the best tablet doesn't mean you would be the best artist, but having the best tablet also helps a lot in terms of your workflow and your workflow. Yes, that includes the neatness of the work, the, I don't know, should I say the authenticity or whatever. But then, yeah, so that's just it. And yeah, in this stage, I'm trying to render some light areas using a thin brush, trying to make it as light as possible. Yeah, and then I'm trying to pick between colors. Oh, yeah, I realized something. I didn't get the air well. I would have gotten a reference for that one. I mean, not that I don't know how to draw the air, but then I'd have gotten a reference for that, and then I would have just practiced more. But yeah, so I believe with time I'll get better at this because I've been drawing since I was very little. Like since I was little, though I was a science student, but then I had interest more in art. So um, I never went to an art school. It's just something I picked up while I was growing up. I had interest for it. So yeah. And now, speaking of color here, what I did, I created a new layer above the layers, above the grayscale, and then I changed it to the color. Like I changed the blending mode to color. So yeah, I'm just trying to use that to give it some base colors. I mean, some colors. Because once you have a grayscale, once your art is already in grayscale, it is assumed that you've had your values already. So once you put your blending mode to color, what that does is it's just, I don't know, it just gives your art, just colorizes the grayscale, just makes it colorful. Let me just use the word colorful. So yeah, that's it. So I'm sure many of you watching this video are like, oh, this guy is doing some, I don't know, he's not doing it well. Well, as I said, I'm not a professional artist, so don't get me wrong. And if you feel you learned something from this video, I mean, some tips. I mean, I shared some tips here earlier on where I said you don't try to make your brushes as hard as possible. Try to make them light. I mean, try to make your pen light on your tablet so you don't get to, I don't know, you don't get to over shade some things or overpaint some things. So that's a tip I give there. And yeah, so and what I do during my grayscale painting, I uh, I usually use the blur tool. Yeah, I usually use the blur tool for some areas, like anywhere I feel it's supposed to be soft in the art. Say I'm drawing a girl and then who's wearing a makeup and I'm trying to make her face smooth and everything. I use the blur tool for that, but I don't use it all the time. I mean, you don't have to overuse the blood tool. Though it's cool to use blood tool, but you don't have to overuse it because when you overuse it, your work would look too, I don't know, it will look too blurry. No one will understand what you just painted. So yeah, that's it's about the blood. So yeah, just like this one. Uh, and and then once you're done with your art, you can feel free to adjust the hues by just using the command U if you're on a Mac or control U if you're on a PC. So feel free to adjust the hues and saturation of the art. So I didn't really go deep in details into this art. 'Cause, I mean, you could tell from the face of the character. I didn't even render the lips well. I didn't render the air. Oh, the air. I made a mistake in the air because. But then, so just try to change the hues, and then once you feel your art isn't good enough, like not that it isn't good enough, but once you feel the color isn't popping, like if you feel the color doesn't pop, just try to use some adjustment layers like vibrance. Just try to add vibrance. Just try to add some levels. Try to use some of those things. But and also when you're painting, try to give some dynamic light into it. So maybe in some maybe I don't know future videos. I believe when I'm already really good at lighting, I would share a tutorial on how to do that. But for now, this is how I went from my sketch to color to the finished product. Uh, so thank you for watching, and if you did like this video, if you did enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Bye.